Hey folks, welcome back. This is Lucid, and we're jumping back into our game with Machaka. And you can see that Shango the Great, Shango the Mighty, Shango the Beautiful has teleported. And we are going to jump right to the main event, which I think is here. And this is what you tuned in for. This is why you were here. You were here to see this battle. This is literally every sacred he has made. And here's exactly the thought process of this player. I described it earlier, but it's Lucid has all of his stuff up dealing with the elves, capping them. I'm going to come in because I'm too scared to fight him, and I'm going to fight his army. I'm going to just come in here. He's fucked up. I'm going to come take his stuff for free. Nothing is ever free. I almost will never go to war where I don't think, like I'm always going to have something on the defense, because usually I'm going to want to have some mages and I'm going to want them to have useful things. Like, almost never have I ever recruited mages that are useless. And we're going to have summons we can get anyway. His dreams are about to come into the harsh world of reality. And in that reality, there is Shango. And without further ado, let's take a look at his... We're not going to start watching the battle. We'll see what he's bringing. So his god has gems, but no kit. Is holding a global enchantment up, but is confident enough to bring the god. There's an enchantress here who's got a thistle mace. Very nice. He's got a bunch of these dudes. This is his prophet. He's got this dude who looks like he's set up to do rigor mortis himself. He's got this dude who's probably going to do skeletons. He's got this guy who's got, looks like a foul vapors caster. He's got this guy. I don't know why he needed to bring the god, actually. He looks like maybe Quagmire and Grip of Winter is what the god would bring that he can't really do elsewhere. So he's got this guy, which presumably is going to help him deal with my god. In truth, this isn't going to do shit. The death poison's kind of a lot, but its effect on damage... this is armor negating, so this would actually be able to do some damage. And I think I don't know how much poison resistance we have on Shango. Clearly he's thought about killing my god. We have 32. This would be like minor chip damage from the Astral Serpent. It would do some damage, so it's not useless. He's got this guy who's got a Hunter's Knife, which is AP damage. But 15 versus 30 protection, like 15 AP versus 30 protection, is actually not that much. It may get like 1 or 2 damage through. The Flesh Eater, again, its effect on damage. Will it be able to do damage? Probably not. Very unlikely. This guy's got a Baneblade, also effect on damage. Not going to be able to kill my dudes. I mean, Shango. Maybe if all the thugs were around him, it would work. But this guy, on the other hand, this guy would fuck up Shango pretty good. Dusk Daggers are one of the things that would kind of mess him up. He's got pretty high attack skill and a bunch of attacks, so he would probably... This guy could potentially kill Shango. But he's got a lot of gems on him. I'm not sure why. So anyway, this is all the stuff he's got. He's got a Windmaster... This is from his throne. Presumably this guy's going to do Arrowfend. He's got some archers. Importantly, though, he does not have many Inari. I actually, when I was preparing for this battle, thinking about it, I was thinking he would have closer to 20 Inari. This one's got some gems. He does... Actually, that's really nice. He does not have that many. He has like 9. But if we look at him, let's look at just how many gems he has on all of his dudes. He has 20 gems. We'll call it... Wait, is this really 20? Yeah, that's 20. 20. 35. No more gems on the rest of them. 35 gems. And then I know some of these guys had gems too. 40 gems, 50 gems, So about 50 gems. Oh no, and then some of these guys too. Wait, these are mine. 55. 60. 65 gems. So he's bringing 65 gems and then plus all the gear on the thugs, which is a fair amount. Probably another like 50 gems. Plus all of his sacred. So it's a high commitment attack, which at least is respectful. If he didn't bring at least some of this stuff, I would feel a little disrespectful of him thinking he can just come in and take my shit. Thinking Machaka isn't strong. Some of these didn't work out. I could have done it better. Like, I've got these archers up here at the front, which is not even close to ideal. I think I should have... The problem is these guys are going to flank and they're going to come behind. I didn't want them in the front. I wanted them in the middle. Maybe I should have split my mages up more, left and right. So the Witch King has cast Rigor Mortis, which is interesting. So he's planning on doing a fatigue play, but I have cast Relief. He has not cast Relief. He has cast Quagmire, which will increase the encumbrance. We get the swamp penalty, we get the cold penalty. We actually have very high encumbrance on these dudes. The Quick and Self go off. I'm not actually sure, I don't remember if we actually cast Rigor Mortis ourselves. Yeah, we cast ourselves, so we have 2 Rigor Mortises going. I don't think they stack. Though that would actually be funny. Yeah. And you can see we've summoned a boatload of fire elementals. And they've got these guys who are coming in to flank. We've got a lot of earth grips being cast. I don't see a lot of dudes actually getting fire blasts, earth grip, magma bolts. Magma bolts, yeah, a lot of these guys are getting set on fire. A lot of these guys are earth gripped over here. Shockwave coming in, I don't know who cast that. Oh, it's my air communion. These fire elementals that are on the back are protecting the mage core over here. They're going to chew through these guys. Now, the fire elementals are kind of weak because it's cold 3. So you can see their attack skill sucks, but that doesn't matter because it's area of effect 1. But the damage sucks. The damage is only 11. The fire shield part still works. And these guys, I think, have a bite attack, which is pretty low length. And by this point now, everybody... Now, Grip of Winter did not come out. Shango, meanwhile, is up here running around, stomping things. And his fatigue is 81. I think it's actually going down, because... Yeah, Flying Shards does not really drain his fatigue when you're 9 Earth. And he's also benefiting from Relief and from Earth Power. And if we look at our mages... Some of them are very asleep. Some of them are waking up. So Dust to Dust, this guy's casting Dust to Dust. They're sort of awake. If we look at his mages... They are very, very, very not awake. They are very asleep. Now, Shango's casting Raise Dead as he proceeds to stomp around. All of his guys, by the way, are asleep now, up here on the front. So they're going to get slowly worked through by these guys who are inanimate, so they don't suffer from Rigor Mortis. Now I turn on Team Colored Square so you can see whose undead is whose. That's the hotkey for that is C, by the way. These guys are... One of the nice things about... If we were in heat, these guys would catch on fire and die. But because we're in cold, they don't really tend to catch on fire. So it is a little annoying they got summoned behind. I probably could have done a lot better with my scripting. Like, and I messed around with it a lot. But I think I needed a bigger gap and to have the archers in the middle. And doing that might have also allowed some of these fire elementals to not get completely fucked and stuck behind. So he's just marching his way through. Now the thing we had to worry about here was turn timering the battle. Because if I turn timer the battle, then my god dies. And if he's the last dude on the field, which had happened in some of the test games, then we lose. Not only does he die, but we lose the fight too. Which means we lose the PD dump, amongst other things. Now his god is very much fatigued out. 200 fatigue. Is it taking... It doesn't... one thing I was a little worried about too was him casting regen and stuff on his god. I think he was preparing his god for another fight. He did not think, and he told me this afterwards, he did not think there was going to be a battle this turn. I told him it is very unwise to attack me and think I'm not going to defend myself. Clearly has not seen any of my videos if he thinks I'm not going to defend myself when attacked. But I set him up for this. Like, this was kind of planned. Like, I had nothing that looked like I was defending over there. You know, he couldn't see anything that made it anywhere remotely look... One thing I didn't do that I had planned on doing was doing Spirit Curse. It was one of the things I did in my test game. It worked pretty well, but I didn't do it here. So we didn't end up getting a lot of Great Afflictions. We have Never Healing Wound, Chest Wound. We didn't get any more. That sucked. If I had Spirit Cursed her, she'd have gotten a lot more. But yeah, my Mage Core still alive, and you can see they're still making skeletons here. So they are totally capable with Relief and Rigor Mortis of casting their way through. Like, look at all this. It worked. It basically did what we thought it would. And if we look at, we'll just look at some of these guys. You can see they got the cold resistance, they got the heat resistance. You know, they're 2 fire, 2 earth, 2 death. Pretty versatile. They've got the 4 reinvigoration, and then they've got the 2 from relief. They've got the arrow shield. These guys are just ready to go. Ready to go. And that's that, guys. That is how you kill a dirty, no-good backstabber. If we look at the battle report, we got a bunch of stuff. We got an Astral Serpent, a Ring of the Warrior, a Dusk Dagger, a Dancing Trident, another Dancing Trident, and a Ghost Orb. On his side, he lost 2 Spirit Sorceresses, a Drakina, 11 Inaris, 2 Enchantresses, 9 Warrior Sorceresses, who about half of them had Thug Gear, a Windmaster, 4 Witch Kings, one of which at least was Twiceborn. I don't think... I actually would be interested to see how many were. We're going to check real quick, because that is going to be relevant. Okay, 1... 2 of them were Twiceborn. So he'll get 2 of these guys back, which will be annoying. So he lost 2 of the 4 Witch Kings. And then he lost every Sacred he's made all game. And lost all of the archers. So this turns out to have been a good thing. I was a little peeved. I thought I would win, but I would rather have done it kind of on my own time. So, of course, we posted this to the game chat, and we told him that he was... Oh, God, I forget. He had said something funny, like, I'm sad I'm going to have to sub out, because I wanted to have the pleasure of killing Lucid, because he thought he had me, like, bent over the table, pants around the ankles. I think I was like, yeah, dude, your sub is... I forget what I said, but like, you're not going to have to wait for the sub to take the reins. You have gotten fucked proper by the man himself. Thank you for playing. And he's basically out of the game. I mean, this was all the Thug Gear. It was what do you say, 65, 70 gems. It was his god. So he's got forget researching. The thing is, he's got a lot of forts. He's got Macone. He's got a fort here, a fort here. He's got his capital. I think he has another fort somewhere over here too. So he's actually got a lot of forts. We need to now get as much of this as we can. The problem is this was mostly like a mage defense, right? So we actually don't really have an army over here. We've got 100 dudes left, but that's not... The other thing I'll say too is we took significantly less losses than we did in test games, because in test games, I tested it with about twice the number of Inari, because I would assume he would have brought more. So yeah, it's kind of nice. But there's, Inari here, which is going to be annoying. Yeah, we're basically... my plan for this is... So I've talked with TNG. TNG, after seeing me slaughter this army and post the chat, all of a sudden, remarkably, has become more friendly. Vanheim also rode out here. We'll talk about TNG a little bit in a second. So Vanheim rides out. Please tell me, okay, these guys are blessed at least. And they plow into these dudes. The problem is they don't have magic weapons, and these guys have invulnerability. And so these guys just, like, if you look at these guys' protection versus mundane, oh, actually, this doesn't actually help much. I didn't notice. It's actually not very good on these guys. Because with Berserk, I don't think Berserk... This could be a display bug. I kind of want to look. Protection roll... 13 verse 9. 18 plus 9. So 18 is the base. And they don't have magic weapons. So yeah, it actually is using this 18 number. And it's not... The 18 is going to come from the 9 merged with the 11. And it does, you know, it's the diminishing stacking. But it's not adding... In no way is it like doing 14 merged with 11. So, anyway. Invulnerability does not stack with Berserk. But natural protection, like if you had bark skin, it would. So on one hand, they're not taking any damage from the actual attacks, but this actually is a case where the thunder weapon's actually doing a little bit of work. It will cause damage. The problem is the thunder damage isn't enough to kill them. It's mostly enough to piss them off. And these guys, once they're pissed off, they have very high attack. And that will get through the 20 defense very, very frequently. And these guys don't have fire resistance, and so the flaming weapons, like, watch these guys when they swing. So they're not really hitting because of glamour. But the real thing that crushes is these guys in the back. And they've got this attack, Flaming Wheel, which does armor-piercing damage. Like 15 armor-piercing damage is a lot if you don't have fire resistance. And they've got 10 ammunition with reasonably high precision. And then they run into melee. And I think this also benefits from the Flaming Weapons buff. So it's going to do 15 AP damage followed by 6 AP damage. Seems pretty good. I mean, the volleys of this are just what's absolutely crushing these dudes. Because defense doesn't help, glamour doesn't help, nothing's going to help versus those projectiles, except like air shield. And he's got this dude, and then his god runs in like after the fact. So this was pretty poorly scripted that his god ran in so much later. If you would really want your god up in the front. The god only took like the god actually got hit. I kind of fast forwarded through it. But the god had cast Charged Body on herself, but she doesn't have enough shock resistance. So it was really bad because she got rid of her own glamour. But we'll watch this part again. So she ends up getting rid of her own glamour, basically. Okay, here she comes. So she has, first of all, this amazing glamour. Not super high defense. She changed weapons. But she does have Charged Body. I actually don't know what caused that first hit. I think it was actually a Flaming Wheel attack, yeah. It got a very big damage roll with an armor-defeating hit. Which, you know, you could do Phoenix Power too, and that would get rid of... It would cut down even more the damage threshold or whatever. But I think for her, I think you do air shield. I think that will block these because these are single target. They're not area of effect. So I think she cast air shield, and then I don't know. I sent the guy a script because he's now trying to take this fort back. This guy's not going to come send his god over to just mess with me. He's going to kill the vulture with it. So I was telling him what he should do to get his script better. So hopefully we have a good ride out next turn. Meanwhile, so TNG all of a sudden much more friendly, surprisingly, after we've killed this army. they took some losses here themselves. Like they lost most of their demons of the heavenly rivers, and they lost some of the warriors, a fair amount of the warriors of the 5 elements. So they're weaker. But they basically said, I sent them a message. It was friendly. I was like, okay, now that I've killed your buddy, do you still want Macone? So that's very friendly of me to offer the cap, because I could march this army and take it myself. The problem if I do that is it's going to set me up for some pretty bad diplomacy, which may be okay, but I'm like, we just took a turn of PD dumping and I wasn't recruiting any mages. You see, we only did 45, but we need to turn mage recruitment back on. We've got a lot of stuff we need to do. And I've got this whole thing to conquer, and I would much rather be friendly with him and let him get some of it, even including a cap. Like, okay, just take this. So I'm taking this. I'm giving him these 3, and I'm giving him these 2. All right, so that's a lot of bonus territory for him. But I'm going to get this, and we're going to march through here and take... We're getting the lion's share of the spoils, right? Which is like this much. But he's going to have to kill this god. It's going to be annoying, and he's going to have other stuff he wants to do. So this, I think, is a good friendly work through for the situation. And for him, it's completely free. This isn't really going to be defended. So, yeah, he also attacked, I think, here with an Inari. That didn't really go very well for him. And we attacked here. I used the Hydromancer. I didn't know how much PD he had. I didn't have a scout here. To do a lesser water elemental and some horde of skeletons. We spent like 5 gems on this, you know, which isn't great, but whatever. So we're going to send him back home. If I were really greedy, I could research, but I need him for other things. You know, these guys could come here. I wonder if... Can I make it over here? No, I can't. I'm just going to send these guys here. And then we'll raid over this way and take this. So anyway, we're going to be raiding here. I probably need to adjust the script of these guys. Now, a lot of these guys that are in this particular patch or squad, a lot of these guys are the white mages. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4 white mages. So we got to be careful. They have a chill aura. We don't want them to freeze our troops. We're going to come attack over here. Hold an attack. They've got one guy who's going to buff them up with like Strength of Giants and stuff. Legions of Steel, Strength of Giants. And then, yeah, they're going to basically run in and kill stuff after that. So anyway, this squad's going to run through. They will probably be able to lock anything down they run into. Because Lion Warriors backed up with Horde of Skeletons are really scary. This army is going to be coming through, and I guess this will be raiding. Yeah, I don't know. We'll have to see. The thing is, I need to lock these forts down before he makes too many more Inari. Like here, we can see there's already a fair amount. So, but we also need more siege chaff. So some of these guys, like these guys, they're all moving out. But some of these guys, like these guys, are moving back. And I need to get them to a lab. And in a lab, once they get here, we're going to basically just start like pushing out huge amounts of reanimated. I mean, like long dead, just to siege stuff down quickly. So we're going to do that. I need to adjust the script because basically we don't have any of these gems anymore. The script is basically going to be like this. Resist cold, because we do want to get rid of the severe cold penalty. And it'll, make it where we're not as vulnerable to certain odd and end, like grip of winter things. And we're going to keep these gems on them because we probably will shuffle around when we're actually storming a fort to do fire elementals, because fire elementals are really nice for storming forts. But yeah, we're basically going to do this. I'll shuffle around the formation a bit, but the idea is going to be pretty simple. Lion Warriors backed up by Horde of Skeleton spam. And we'll put this fort on lockdown. He wanted to go AI after this. I was like, dude, we don't do that on my server. So if you really can't play the position, we can find you a sub. But yeah, I mean, we prefer that that you play it out. So anyway, that's a thing. We're gonna have to. I think he did say okay, he would play it out, but it's the thing is, like, would I like it for him to go AI? Yeah, I mean, it would be phenomenal. I would get all this land for free. The AIs an equal opportunity piss off your neighbor. So if somebody else tries to vulture him, the AI will mess with them just as much as they'll mess with me. Like, of course, him going AI would be great for me, but it's horrible for the game. So it's like when somebody this big, like, is he completely boned now? Basically. But, you know, there's stuff he can do. He's got a fair amount of mages. He could probably kill some more of my stuff. And certainly if I make a mistake, he could capitalize on it. So, and like the greedier I am, which right now I'm inclined to be pretty greedy, there could be a lot to capitalize on. So anyway, that is that. I think we've got this script. We'll actually organize this here because we were, you know, this was a blitz. You were having to watch me do everything. Okay, we're gonna do this. Okay, so everybody's on guard commander except for a few guys who are going to be on hold and fire. And these guys who are on hold and attack. These guys who are on hold and attack closest. These guys are on hold and fire. Yeah, that seems about right. And yeah, we're just going to go sit on top of this fort. Should be fine. Okay, and then... we've got some line wars we're making here. I should probably make a little commander for them. Oh, because we have riches from beneath up, we're actually able to tap this out. Maybe I make a hyena clan. Can I make 2 hyena clan? Okay, we're going to make 2 hyena clan. And this guy is going to lead my dudes out, which will be nice. This guy... He's got gems, so I think he's going to come with the squad. He's doing poison ward. I think I still actually do want to do a poison ward, because one of the things you could still do is foul vapors me, which I would not be very excited about. And actually, I probably should combine these guys. Okay, so these guys are all in a little bundle. They're going to go skelly spam their way to victory over here. We only have 140 siege strength, so it's going to take us a fair while just to pop this one fort. And, you know, now that I think about it, 1, 2... How fast is the movement of this army? This guy is 14. This guy is 16. Actually, if I have both these provinces, we'll be able to move from here to here in 1 turn. So it could be that actually the play is to go straight for their capital. Because I'm going to have people that can get here. There's going to be some white mages inside. Do I have Alteration 4? I don't. If I had Alteration 4, I could potentially send my... Oh, my god's going to suck in their Dominion. I think Fire Mages will do it for me. Like, doing Fire Elemental spam, maybe. Do I have Mind Burn? That would be the other thing that would be kind of helpful. I need to go... I think the play is not to take this fort with this army. I think the play is to go lock down their capital. And I have to be careful, mainly spirit guides. Let's look up spirit guides. I can't remember the stats on spirit guides. They're in some ways overshadowed by the Inari. Death 1. So these guys are horrible. These are just researchers. And he took magic 3. Okay, so they're actually not very dangerous. So I think what I may do is lock this fort down. I can probably do that with a smaller contingent of dudes. So I think these guys are going to come over here. We're going to take with us... Who's still coming over here? Oh, okay. You guys are coming over here. Do I need these guys? I'm not sure if I need them. I think I actually may need them. It's going to be a while to get, like, gyms out and stuff. So no, we'll have her... We can't teleport, unfortunately. We're going to have her run over this way. So, okay, these guys are moving out over here. I was going to have these guys raid this province, but I think instead we're going to have these guys lock down this province. And... this guy already has the cold resistance built in. These guys are going to have a fair amount of severe cold fatigue. I'm kind of thinking for these guys, we give them the resist cold. And then I think we do the normal Horde of Skeletons bullshit. Oh, we might need to do Iron Skin. Okay, we're going to put this on 6. I'm going to share it with you. Put this guy one step behind. Normally you'd want to have them share a tile. He's going to have a lot more defense, though. Oh, fuck, this guy's mute. Okay, so he actually needs to do summon lesser earth elementals. Because he's actually a little worthless. We actually kind of want this guy to die. I actually probably should switch the gear to this other guy. If this guy dies, it's actually no problem. Anyway, so we'll lock this down. We'll sit on top of it for another turn. This army will move in. It's going to go here, then to here, then to here. We're going to be raiding this. We're attacking here with our main force, with the idea of jumping on top of his capital next turn. Which this is now beleaguered enough, it's a little risky. We may have to actually pull some of these guys to do it. I don't have even any mages, because I was so all in on that. I don't actually have any mages to even ferry gems out. That's how desperate we are. And you know, I think these guys are going to be better suited coming out here. We're going to generally hold an attack. That'll be great. This hold an attack closest will be real good too. So I'll do Iron Skin Horde of Skeletons. Okay, perfect. They're not perfect, but good enough. So we'll do that. He'll come on top of this. He doesn't have cold resistance. That's fine. That should be enough to lock this fort down. We move the main force over here. Next turn, we go on top of the capital. In some ways, it would be maybe better to lock peripheral forts down, but it would be also nice to deny him from getting his bless. Because I could take his capital and before he can summon his god back, and put a bunch of PD and like one Skelly spammer patrolling it, and whenever his god comes, it'll die. But I potentially may fight whoever tries to vulture for this inner stuff. But I need to get a lot more siege chaff out here. We have, look at our research. 79, almost nothing. I don't even know who's researching. We've got these guys. Can they make it down here? They could. I think what we do this turn is we do a bunch of... Wait, not revenants. We do a bunch of reanimation. And one revive king. And we're going to send the guys from this down here Because we just need, like, research right now is not important. What is important right now is finishing this war as quickly as we can, and then research is going to be important again. These guys are fine to research. I wonder if there's any way to get these guys to a lab faster. Like, what if we said y'all are coming all the way down here? Oh, it's still coming through this goddamn province. Okay. So they're going to come over here. They're going to come over here. Some of these guys can potentially raid too. Like, if I have to move one into... Well, that's cold. Enemy mountain. That's cold too. That's a mountain forest. I don't know. There's a small chance we can actually move from here into a cold enemy province. I don't think so. We'll find out. There's a chance we might be able to do additional raiding with some of our dudes. Do we have, are any of these white mages? No, but the dudes coming here are white mages, right? Oh wait, no. I'm sorry, the dudes coming here are white mages. So there's a decent chance we can actually, just send them here this turn. So these guys coming here are going to go here. These guys are going to go here. We're going to have dudes on top of this that we can potentially move to take this province. At the same time, we come and sit on this capital. Have this guy retreat. I don't know if I mentioned it. We found out what throne this is. This is the throne of Gaia, which actually I really want. I really, really want. Because it's going to fix our horrible growth scales. Well, the fact that we have no growth. We're growth neutral. I'll probably need to send my god to do that. But I think my god can do it, like foul vapors and stuff. These are kind of scary. We pinged it earlier. Some of these are like astral mages, which would be a problem, but you can't really soul slay my god. Once I have soul vortex, I think it would be trivial, but until then, it's maybe a little risky. I don't know. I might make a map where I spawn like a ton of thrones, and eventually I'll get something close to this and just send my god in against it with like the research I have. That would be kind of try hard. We'll have to see. But I think this is the play. I think we've ironed it out. We're sending some of our mage corps back home. They're going to be reanimating undead. We're going to spend probably 50 gems on reanimation. Get a big army to go start knocking down some of these fort walls. And yeah, we're going to get another big swath of... We're now making a lot more lion warriors than we were. So this guy will be able to pick up all these lion warriors and march them in. You know, well, we would make this dude, but maybe we still should. It's going to be one less lion warrior. That might be okay. It gives us more money, too. We've got another Hydromancer under production. I don't think I'm recruiting. Oh, we are. We're getting a Buddha here. Buddha here. Yeah, we cool. We cool. What is this? These are mainly Inari. I want to see where if he's moving stuff south. Actually, we'll keep this guy here. But anyway, I think that's basically it, guys. Pretty devastating defeat. Pretty devastating defeat. The main lesson to learn from this. First of all, always if you're attacking somebody, assume you're going to be fighting them. Assume they're going to be a good player, I think, is a good assumption. I make that mistake all the time. Underestimate people. So don't underestimate people if you can help it. The second thing to learn is get good research mages. Guys, imagine if I had been making some like these guys, which are much more shit. They have uses, but they're much more shit. Like I was like, oh, these are gonna be my research monkeys. It would be kind of bad. It would be kind of bad. We could still summon fire elementals with them, which is actually kind of what we did. Like they could do a lot of. Oh, that's not a Buddha. They could do a lot of the things that we did in that fight, like summon fire elemental, but they wouldn't do earth power. They would have not passed they would have never woken up. But we got a guy, like our researchers are solid. They're units. So I think that's the other thing to learn. Get good researchers. like who are useful in combat. And I think that will be it, boys. So thank you all for watching. I will see you next time.